Hello everyone, this is Hakaym and welcome back to another episode of Funday Sunday. And if you did not know, ranked season is once again upon us, and I believe this is the 7th ranked season? 6 or 7, something like that. And this is actually my very first battle trying out ranked season. I don't know how far I'll be going. I generally do not push myself to do this. This is usually something I'll do if I have gotten all of my ships up, got their bonus for the day. Anyways, I am in the Tier 6 premium Japanese battleship, the Mutsu, and I have to say, I think she's a good ship for ranked season, at least so far, at least what I've seen in this battle. So we are playing on straight one of the maps. There's actually a new map they designed more so for this. I just haven't seen it. I'll post up the name, what it is. We have a Bayern, Mutsu, Leander, Alba, Molotov, Farragut, and a Fubuki on the enemy team. There is a New Mexico, Bayern, Cleveland, Nuremberg, Molotov, Hatsuharu, and a Shinonome. I will have to give praise to the Leander right here, right now, before I forget. So we are spotted. Instantly, there is the enemy Molotov, and the reason why I think the Mutsu is a really good ship is her dispersion's pretty decent. She's very, very similar to the Nagato in a lot of ways. Fairly flat dispersion. There are a few hiccups, and there is one Citadel right there. So we already knocked off a good portion of health on this Molotov, and this Molotov's just selling straight. So it's no surprise that we'll take him out fairly quickly. Now, the obvious downside of the Mutsu is her load rate is very slow. Very, very slow. 30 seconds. I think the Fuso's a little bit faster. It's been a while since I played the Fuso, but there we go. First blood, another Citadel, one dead Molotov. So, our team has taken the lead, and if you obviously haven't noticed, there's a lot of destroyers. Actually, there's not that many destroyers, there's only 2. But these 2 on the enemy team are probably one of the few reasons why they kind of stay alive for a little while. Now, there is the enemy Nuremberg coming out of cover. Went ahead and fired a salvo. The armor on a Nuremberg is very, very thin. Probably don't overly recommend it when playing. Now, we have just lost our Farragut to the enemy Cleveland. And this is where our team's going to have a bit of a trouble. Now, there's going to be a slight standoffish, as the only one currently spotting is the enemy Fubuki. So, as soon as he gets behind the smoke screen, we're going to lose sight on all these ships. And this this will prove a problem for us. Now, the good thing, I guess, of the Mutsu is her armor. She has very similar armor to the Nagato. Very similar guns, and she does have torpedoes. Now, the torpedoes are not something I would overly recommend using, but if you need to, you can use them. They are 7 kilometers, and they have a very, very fast reload rate. I mean, look at that. Ricochet those shells, which is pretty nice, but obviously there is the enemy Bayern. Now, I did launch my spotter craft to hopefully spot the enemy team, but it does not look like that is the case, and I hate using the spotter craft. It's definitely my least favorite. There are benefits to it, but for the most part, I really do not like it. Now, unfortunately, I am the only one spotting for our entire team, and I am the only one being detected. We have taken C, which is good. We have our cruisers kind of in the back, and yes, as you can see, the Mutsu, if if you show a Citadel, yeah, you're gonna get Citadeled. But overall, if you play her right and angle her, you should be able to ricochet most of these shells. Looks like the Cleveland's starting to back up, hoping to get some shots off, maybe gets a Citadel, but I think it's probably a good time to retreat because I did take a significant portion of damage. And I am pretty much the focus for the enemy team. I'm the lowest health here. Now, our team is playing somewhat passively, which, I mean, I understand. But our friendly Fubuki is in the wrong place at the wrong time and goes down to the enemy Shinonome. And I will have to say, I think the Shinonome is going to be another good ship to play in ranked season because of her very fast torpedoes for her tier and the obvious fact that she has 9 of them. So yeah, I think she's going to be a good one. Now, unfortunately for me, I'm having to eat this fire damage, and the Nuremberg and the Cleveland are in a good position, able to open up while still in cover behind the island. Nuremberg finally decides to come out of cover right now. All I'm trying to do is get some distance between me and this Nuremberg and waiting for this fire to go out. Should dissipate here in just a second. This salvo is a Hail Mary. Look at that. One Citadel drops that health on that Nuremberg. Very down. And once again, the armor on the Nuremberg is very, very thin. Now, obvious benefit of the Nuremberg is the fact of her long range and her ability to fire in very, very quick succession, but definitely want to take out this Nuremberg. The enemy team is ahead in ships and going to be here ahead in caps here in just a moment. And there we go. Another Citadel and one dead Nuremberg. Now, I'm the only one on our team that does have kills, and our team is just slowly coming around. Now, the obvious major downside right now is the fact that we only have, well, better yet, we have no destroyers, and the enemy team still have both of theirs, and I think both of theirs are at least half health to almost full health. So yes, definitely downside right now, and they could, if they want, to stay invisible and just drop torpedoes. Now, I am trying to be careful here, and I have to say, this, I believe it's this shot, which is pretty nice, all considering. The New Mexico was my target, opened up on him, and I'm pretty certain, oh, nope, no, it was not that shot. Okay. I know there's a shot coming up that will deal significant amount of damage to the New Mexico. Now, I am detected. Now, there is two things I have to worry about. I have to worry about a possibility of a enemy destroyer coming between the straits, and I just really do have to be careful of that because, yep, see, we are detected. But unfortunately for me, my Mutsu captain does not have concealment expert, therefore I do not know for certain if whether or not there is actually a destroyer down there. It is fairly plausible that there is, especially since both me and this Bayern are both in this area. Now, we do have a friendly Leander that is pushing up north, and once again, he is going to be the one, well, he's taking a very ballsy position. I don't want to ruin too much with this. So, as far as ships, I will have to say probably New Mexico is a good one. The only obvious downside of her is the fact that she has very slow rate of speed as well as slow rate of fire, but that's usually the case for most of these battleships. I am detected, and I am gonna try to turn away as best as possible because, yep, we are being fired on, and I think, yeah, right there, that, ow, that hurt. That was pretty good damage. I believe from the Bayern. I believe that's who actually opened up on us, but right now, all we have to be concerned about is the fact that the enemy team are doing quite well. They have 2 caps, so they are ahead in points, and we're only about halfway through this battle. Now, I have to say, watch this. This Leander versus a Cleveland. If the Leander makes a mistake, I would put my money on the Cleveland, but if played properly, the Leander should be able to deal a significant amount of damage very, very quickly to Cleveland. But there we go. We got high caliber. Did over 12,000 points of damage against that Bayern that was just sitting there in smoke. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like there was actually communications between that Bayern and that destroyer that laid down that smoke. Would love to take him out. Open up again. This is kind of the good thing about the Mutsu is her range also, and the dispersion is pretty decent. Like I said, very, very similar to the Nagato in a lot of ways. There are subtle differences, that is for sure, but that Leander, watch that, takes out that Cleveland. So now we are actually ahead in ships. We are still behind in points, obviously, since we are down a cap. New Mexico opens up on this. I believe this salvo, I know there's a, like I said, there's a salvo here where this New Mexico kind of feels the pain that the Mutsu can put out. I believe it's an upcoming shot. But overall, as far as cruisers, I would have to say Cleveland's a good choice if played properly. Trying to think if the Bajani would, as far as possible. Ooh, this I believe it's a salvo right here. There we go. Citadel, show me a nice, beautiful broadside. So yes, this New Mexico should go down, but now, like I said, this is the part where things just go wrong for me. Had I not turned left, I would have survived this. But unfortunately, the Hatsuharu does take me out. So that does put us in a deficit on points. And now we are once again even with the enemy team. Now I'm going to be kind of following around the Leander for a little while. He's actually going to be doing a really good job as far as dealing with this Bjorn. Obviously, there's a Bjorn 8.0 kilometers away. So yeah, things could go very, very bad. Now I was a little annoyed. The cruisers are kind of being standoffish. I will have to say the group was not overly coordinating with each other. We were kind of off on our own. And look at this. Shinonome, 5.5 kilometers away from Molotov. Yeah, my money is going to be on the Molotov. We'll see how this plays out. So, one thing to keep in mind is the Shinonome probably has drop torps. Or probably will drop torps. So this Molotov captain probably needs to keep his ship as narrow as possible until the possibility of torps is going away. But obviously, C is being capped, so the Hatsuharu is over there. And looks like the Molotov does take out the Shinonome. And yeah, see, here is where he's going to make a mistake. Keeps sailing in a straight line and turns into the torpedoes. And yes, 2 torpedoes took out the enemy Molotov. Oh, okay. Well, I mean, we're still ahead in ships. They are ahead in points. There is over 7 minutes in this game, so it could easily swing either way. This Leander, like I said, is in a very, very dangerous position. This Bayern's just pushing heavily in. Probably not the smartest idea, especially since considering the Leander does have torpedoes. Smoke dissipates. Torpedoes are gonna at least hit maybe one. Looks like on the belt armor. And this Bayern does have a good opportunity to take out this Leander. But you would have to do it very, very quickly. And overpens and misses the shots. So the Leander floods the enemy Bayern. Now all that's left on the enemy team is the enemy Hatsuharu, which is good. So our team can actually pull back, start capping. We have taken back C. The Bayern is currently working on the B cap, and the Leander should push over to A. So rank season, as far as tier 6, is a lot to take into consideration because there's a lot less radar. There is less of a possibility of that very high speed getting into different positions very, very quickly. Destroyers are probably going to play a very dominant role, essentially due to the fact that the battleships are not as fast or agile as, say, the higher tiers. The Spearn really needs to be careful. He's showing a lot of broadside. There is a possibility this Hatsuharu is in this straight here or over here, which is a more likely possibility since the Hatsuharu was seen at least over in the straits, more than likely has pushed north. Now the Hatsuharu, I don't have high hopes that he will actually be able to pull it back, unless our friendly team just really makes very silly mistakes. But once again, this Bayern's just constantly sailing in broadside, and that's kind of the thing about low tier battleships is, since they're so slow, they tend to sail in a straight line. This Bayern's actually starting to slow up. not a very particular great spot right now. And yes, there are the torpedoes. He is actually very fortunate. Looks like the spread was fired slightly behind. Is only going to eat one, but he should have damage control up and ready if he does flood, as well as any potential heals. So general idea of where the enemy Hatsuharu is, somewhere up in that area. So the lander is going to be pushing out east, while the Alba, taking his sweet time, is pushing up north. It looks like he was trying to be careful, which I commend him for that. Is going to allow him to hopefully pincher this enemy Hatsuharu. So like I said, destroyers are probably going to play a very dominant role. Battleships, yeah, I will have to say certain battleships will probably be pretty good. The Bjorn, the only thing I could think of as far as being decent is her lack of a citadel, at least very difficult to citadel, as well as her secondaries. Fuso, I really love my Fuso, don't get me wrong, but her armor really is very thin compared to, say, the other tiers, but if played properly, she should deal a significant amount of damage. Hatsuharu is finally spotted, is probably going to go down here shortly to our friendly team, friendly lander, and friendly Alba that is pushing up as well. So I'm going to go ahead and slow it up. We know this Hatsuharu is pretty much dead. Either way, we have all 3 caps, and time is running out for him, so not likely he's actually going to get away. But so as far as what ships, I don't know if I would choose the Alba. I would have to say the Cleveland, maybe the Duca. I don't know. I'd have to look at the Duca. Cleveland, Duca, maybe. Leander's going to be a great choice, especially since there is no possibility of being radared. Obviously, there is a possibility of hydro, but Leander's going to be a great choice with that smoke, and especially if working together, should be able to do pretty good damage against any enemy ships that they do see. So yeah, that's kind of my take on it. As far as destroyers, Shinonome, maybe the Farragut would be a good choice. I don't think the Russian or the German destroyers are going to be seen that much. It's probably going to be predominantly the Japanese and USN destroyers, more due to the fact of their torpedoes and their guns for each one. So that's as far as my kind of take. I can't see the Gade being played that much. I mean, it's possible. If I would love to see someone go all the way through ranked with a Gade. I'm trying to think. What the Russian tier 6. Maybe the Russian tier 6. They've actually. I'm trying to think. It's been a while since I've looked at that ship. But anyways, as far as ranked, I'm probably not going to be pushing all the way through. It is more of a fact of I will do it on my own free time. I would like to get past 13. That's what I was prior. I would like to get to maybe 12 or 11 or maybe even 10. That'd be awesome. But we'll see how things progress. Like I said, I have a lot of ships I'm working on and very limited amount of time to actually do it. So we'll see. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching, and we're going to go ahead and speed this up and kill this Hatsuharu. Thank you guys so much for watching, and if you like what you saw, hit the like and subscribe button. You guys have a great and fantastic day. Zaijen.